Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on today's Think Tank Thursday session. I'm really excited to be seeing everyone online. Let's all introduce ourselves. Please write in the chat, who are you, where are you coming from, which host side are you coming from? All right, I see a few people has already started us off. We have Lorraine, Homoto, Shiluva from KLZ Engineering. Thank you so much, guys. Please do introduce yourself via the chats. And also just a bit of housekeeping rules. Please do make sure that you are always muted and that your camera is off so that everybody is able to hear and connectivity is stable. All right, there we go. We have a few introductions coming. See you, Andile from Durban. There's Nyeleti, Michaela from Animation SA, as well as Kilebogile. Tabang from Shirinda Primary School. Thanks, Tabang. Please also, guys, do let me know if you're attending in groups or you're attending alone. Yamukhetsu from Enabler. Welcome, Kia. All right, and then we have Conscious from Toyota Halfway. Welcome, Pearl from Kulisa. Maria, we see you. Haruna from Communication Projects. Aphelele Zondo. Robyn from Ed4All. Oh, there we go. We have our speaker online. Thank you so much, Robyn, for joining. Saneli Siwe from Where Your Brand. Chantel from Swellendam. There's Yolanda from Cape Town. Atini from East London. There is the group coming from Sitandi Zingane, Dudu, Andi Swata, Bonjabulo, Tobile. Welcome, guys. Mamokwena from Boomba Tech. Lilette from Youth at Work. Katani from Limpopo. Holoso from Grace. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Babalo, we see you. Neo from Gauteng in Columba. Thanks for joining. And then Charmaine, also coming from Limpopo. Peter Moses from Dixon Batteries. Kwanele from printing.com. Figile from Sebukeng. Pelo from SA to Trading. Welcome, Pelo. Petunia from Imbe. Litemba from Stellenbosch University. All right, Snintlanhla and Tabisile from Solana Energy in Richards Bay. Thank you so much for joining. So I just want to welcome our speaker, Robyn. If you can come forward, Robyn, and perhaps introduce yourself to everyone else and perhaps tell them more about where you're coming from and who you're joining in. I know you're joining with your two ladies from Ed4All.
Yes, thank you so much, and a very good afternoon to all you beautiful young people. I'm really impressed to see the outcome and to have so many participants on this call, sacrificing your own time. So thank you, guys. So I am from Ed4All. I'm the director for Ed4All, which is an NPO which is partnering with Regenesis Business School to bring access to higher education to everyone. I am joined by Dominique. He is an Ed4All employee, and he will tell you about his journey when he started the Ed4All program before he even worked with Ed4All, and he studied and then became an employee. So he'll tell you about his journey. And Michaela, she's also an Ed4All student, so she will also speak about her journey later today. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Robyn. Do you also want to share the presentation from your side?
Yes, let me share my screen. Can everyone see?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So before do you want me to kick off with the presentation?
I think you can proceed, Robyn. Over to you.
Okay, so before I go into the presentation, I'd like to tell a story first. So I'm 49 years old at the moment, and many years ago, I struggled just like a lot of the youth today, not knowing what exactly it is that I wanted to do, what career path to follow. I had no idea. I was an extremely lazy student, believe it or not. During my matric years or my secondary years, if I needed 100 to pass, I'd slide in there with 101, and I'd be so chuffed with myself that I actually passed the exam. So after matric, I really wanted to take a year off, to decide what is it that I want to do. And I had a single mom at the time. I grew up on the Cape Flats in Cape Town. And my mom was, no, you have to go study. You need to get an education. And if you're going to work now, you're going to touch money. You're going to have a feel for money, and you're never going to want to study one day. And eventually I ended up studying marketing at CPUT in Cape Town, the Cape Town University of Technology. And a friend of mine knew the lecturer, and so the two of us were registered for marketing, national diploma marketing. My first 2 years, I was the worst type of student. I only passed all my major subjects. I was bunking classes. My mom just gave me her old car because she upgraded to a new car. And I literally was partying, having the time of my life, playing pool in the cafeteria, playing cards with all my friends. It was cool, and I wasn't worried about studying. I really didn't enjoy the marketing course. I only passed the subjects that I liked. After doing that for 2 years, wasting my mother's money, I decided I needed a change in my life. And I had a very successful brother. He was working for Mnet at the time when Mnet just came into South Africa. He studied journalism, and then he became a publicity manager. And I had reached out to him and I said to him, listen, brother, I need some money. Can you send me a plane ticket to Johannesburg? I need to get out of Cape Town. And he said, no problem. And he sent me the money. And there I was coming to Johannesburg. I had no money, and I said to him, I was probably 20, 21, 22. And he said to me, I'm not going to give you money to spend here. Go and find yourself a job, and you can work part-time. He worked at Mnet in Randburg, and I used to walk around, Randburg Center, and I walked into Jet stores, and I asked the manager for a job, and he gave me a job. He made me do a test. I had to pass the calculations, and I remember the day so well, and I got the job, and I worked there as a casual to make my own pocket money. And it was quite interesting. Then I had a flair for retail. I liked the shoes, packing the clothes, dealing with customers. And I found what I like to do. And I thought, what, maybe I should become a fashion buyer. That sounds exciting, And I spoke to the manager, and he said, you can study retail management. And I said, great idea. So when I finished in Johannesburg, I spent a lot of time with my brother and his friends, and I realized for the first time in my life, I realized that success is hard work. There is no such thing as a stupid person and a clever person. It's all about sacrifices and hard work. And because I was lazy, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't achieve much when I was that young. And I made the switch in my mind because I met a lot of my brother's friends. They were presenters at Mnet, they were photographers, they were working for BMW, they were successful. And I saw the hard work. My brother was flying all overseas, the stress he took on, in getting his job done. And that's when my mind switched, and I realized success is all about hard work. What you put in is what you're going to get out. And off I went. It was December, back to Cape Town. And my mom said, now what are you going to do for the next year? And I said, Mom, I'm going back to study. I know I'm a bit old now. I'm 25 years old. I'm going to study retail business management, and I'm going to show you I'm going to be a very good student. And all she said was, I'll pay for 1 year because I promised you 3 years. You wasted 2 years. I'm paying for 1 year, and you're responsible for the next 2 years. I said, deal. So off I went, and I registered, and I became a retail business management student. Guys, in my first exam, I got 95%. I stood up as one of the top 10. I went to the library. I told myself every day I will work for 2 hours. When I finish my classes, I come home, I'm disciplined. I have dinner, etc. I have my playtime, but 2 hours I will work on my work, and then I go sleep. I work on assignments, etc. To the point that when it came to exams, I didn't have to study. I could go watch a movie the night before my exams because all the information that I was receiving was so refreshed in my memory. I didn't have to study. I became a distinction student overnight. Some of my lecturers from my previous classes didn't recognize me. They didn't know what happened to me. I went from this girl that used to play pool in the canteen, play cards with friends, to somebody who was in the library. And I disciplined myself. I said, one day of the weekend is the only day that I will have to relax. So if it's a Friday night, I'm going to party on Friday night. Saturday, Sunday, I will work on my work, do assignments, all of those things. Holidays, I knew how to discipline, and I had to install really good habits to make sure that I was focused. I lost a lot of friends. All my friends that used to party with me, I was no longer available. And I had this goal in my head that I'm going to graduate, I'm going to finish this, and I did that. So I graduated with the National Diploma in Retail Business Management. I had multiple distinctions, and then I was lucky to study again when I worked for Ecolab. So what I went into was into sales, and what I can honestly say that sales found me. I didn't go looking for sales, but I realized having that base of education, having that amazing opportunity to study a 3-year diploma, changed my life. It changed my mindset. And it really made me realize that anything out there is possible. Whatever you want, you can achieve it. We need to stop with these limiting beliefs that we can't do it. And when people tell us that we can't do it, that's when we have to prove to them that we actually can do it. So education changed my life. And I must say that, there is a place for short skills in this world. There's always a place to upskill yourself, but we owe it to ourselves to have that first degree. We owe it to ourselves to have that 3-year national diploma, because that 3 years of education really changes your mind. You'll notice the change and transition in yourself in the first year because you've learned new concepts, your mind is changing, and that enhances into your second year, into your third year. And when you get that appetite to study, you will realize that it's never going to leave you. You will always have that progressive mindset, that growth mindset, that abundance mindset, because with success, it's also, you have to reward yourself, which is very important. And later on, I got the opportunity with my company to study at Wits Business School, and I did a postgrad in general management. I also graduated with A's and B's. And, it's like, if you ever watch the movie called Dangerous Minds, Michelle Pfeiffer says, anybody can achieve an A. Anyone. We're all capable of achieving an A for an exam. The difficulty lies in consistency. Can you consistently receive A's all the time? Can you consistently work hard all the time? And that's how we need to focus ourselves going forward and moving into the future, is adopt habits, create habits, cultivate positive mindsets, to say that nobody can deter you on your journey. You know what your goal is, and you're prepared to do everything and sacrifice everything to achieve that goal. So that's just a little bit of background. I moved from sales representative right up to sales director. I was a national sales manager, head of sales, district sales manager, regional sales manager. So I have a lot of experience. And if any of you out there, if any of you are looking for a mentor or coach, I can do it free time, if you have time, please reach out to me, because I love speaking to the youth. I've managed teams, various ages, between 20, 30, 40. And, I've delivered high performance teams because I believe that motivational aspect is so important, to keep the team on the right track, to keep your mind on a distraction diet. I call it a distraction diet, guys. If you want a diet, don't just think about food, okay? You have to call it a distraction diet. So all those friends that whisper in your ear that wants you to do the wrong things, and all those things that distract you from your future plans and from what you want to achieve, put yourself on a distraction diet, because at the end of the day, you're responsible and you're accountable for what you are going to achieve, right? So that's just the background from me. I'm quickly going to go into the reason why I'm here today, guys. Now, in life, you will find, especially when you're young and as you work through different companies, and please Google this speech. It's one of the best motivational speeches from Steve Jobs. And he talks about connecting the dots. And this is the truth, because everywhere you are, even where you are right now, you are setting yourself up for your next venture. Where you are now is going to lead to your next position and carry on to your next company, etc. So for me, Regenesis and Ed4All is connecting my dots, because I've always said, when I'm older, when I get to 55, I'd like to become a lecturer. So I want to actually do my MBA through Regenesis next year. And then eventually, when I retire from sales, I want to become a lecturer, because I really enjoy teaching young people and obviously training and teaching people. So this is how it connected the dots for me. When I came, I was headhunted for this position. And because Ed4All is such an amazing initiative, it provides access to education to everyone. All the barriers are removed. There's no more excuses to say that you cannot afford to study, that you can't study, guys. Ed4All gives you this opportunity, and I'm going to take you through a presentation that's going to showcase just how Ed4All will provide that opportunity to allow everyone to have access to Ed4All. Okay, so invest in your future with Ed4All. It's a study now, pay when you earn. If you are unemployed, you can get a sponsor, a family member that can pay 500 Rand a month, which means you have access to the portal that will allow you to study any qualification from a higher certificate in business management up to a postgrad. Which means if the higher certificate is 12 months, you pay 500 Rand a month for the duration of the 12 months, completely interest-free, and the rest of the balance you pay back once you get a job. So if you're unemployed, somebody sponsors you 500 Rand a month. Once you're employed, you then pay back the difference of that balance, right? The same with a bachelor's. Undergrad, you will pay 500 Rand a month for the 3 years while you're studying. We give you the opportunity to get the qualification, and once you're done and you earn, then you pay us back. Then the second option is, while you are working currently, if you're earning 10,000 and under, you can then qualify to be an Ed4All student. So let's say you're working at McDonald's, let's say you're working at Spur or any of these restaurants, and let's say you get a salary of 5,000 Rand a month. You can pay 500 Rand a month while you're working at McDonald's, because you're going to level up, you want to improve your lifestyle, and you can then study and pay eventually when you're done. After you graduate, you can then pay a little bit more. Once you get a job, you can pay more as well. So it definitely benefits a lot of people to give you that access to education. So what is the purpose of Ed4All? It aims to offer access to higher education, right? Access to higher education in the sense that all you need is to basically have your matric pass, and that's your passport to higher education, right? We're here to break barriers and embrace possibilities by offering this accredited qualification. It's internationally recognized, it's approved by the Council of Higher Education, and you could go anywhere in the world. So getting a qualification through the Genesis Business School is exactly the same as you would get a qualification through UNISA, through University of Johannesburg and University of Pretoria, etc. How does it work? As I mentioned, for you to be eligible, you have to have a matric pass to do a higher certificate in business management, and then also you have to have a bachelor's pass if you want to do the Bachelor's of Business Administration, right? So exactly the same rules apply as if you were applying at any other university. Then, as I mentioned, flexible payment options starting at 500, that's a minimum. Of course, if you can afford more, then you pay a little bit more, because the idea is that you want to pay it off as quickly as possible. 0% interest while you study. Interest only kicks in once you pay back the difference. So I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say a higher certificate in business management is 70,000 Rand for 12 months. The 500 Rand a month that you pay for 12 months equates to 6,000 for that year. We deduct the 6,000 that you paid, gives you access to the online portal. It's fully online, guys. It's not contact classes. It's fully online. It's also fully immersive. So if the lecture starts at 9 o'clock, you need to log in and start at 9 o'clock. It's not like UNISA where you work through or it's self-paced, etc. It's a virtual classroom setup. And our guests today that will speak will talk about how online learning changed their lives as well, and how great it is to participate in the classrooms, right? So you do need a laptop and you do need data. Unlimited Wi-Fi will help you, because these lectures could be an hour long, it could be an hour and a half, and they do accommodate the fact that you are working. So it can happen after hours on a weekday, and it can be on Saturdays as well. Of course, if you're not able to attend the lecture, the recording will be available, so you don't have to worry about that. As I mentioned, you will gain an accredited certificate from a prestigious business school. Let me just tell you how prestigious Genesis Business School is. We have over 200,000 alumni all over the world, doing a range of qualifications, MBA, doctorates, postgrads. Guys, we've just opened LLB, law. Law is one of the qualifications we offered this year. We already have 700 students to do it online. So it's amazing. And we are going to be adding computer science next year, as well as psychology. So a little bit about the student journey. So we aim to educate, motivate, support, and reward. How we educate: you gain access to affordable education through all our academic partners, right? We motivate, we've got a full-on support, and Dominic will talk to you about that because he is our student support administrator. We understand that you work and that sometimes you can miss things. So you'll have student support. One person will look after 100 students, etc. Make sure that you've got your timetables, make sure that you know when exams are happening, make sure that you've got your study guides, make sure that you don't miss your assignments. So you will have that support. Then also you will receive consistent online student support, as I mentioned, and also tutors. You know, sometimes finance is a little bit difficult. We're not all equipped to work with numbers. So you will also have access to a tutor that will be able to help you. You know, we understand that it's not easy to work and study at the same time. Then the reward is you have access to our alumni network and benefits from our meetup programs. We will also have a chatbot that's going to nudge you all the time on your phone, not all the time, but basically say to you, hi, how are you doing? What are your goals for this week? And you will have to reply and say, this is my goals for this week. And during that week, the chatbot will interact with you and say, have you achieved your goals? What do you need to do? How can you be more consistent? Let's adopt these habits because we want you to be successful. Then, as I mentioned early on, these are some of the programs that we have. So you can see anything from a higher certificate right up to a postgrad. Now, for those of you that did not do well in matric, that perhaps played around, was a little bit like me, and you just sort of slided through matric, here's your opportunity. If you ever dreamed of going to university one day, here's your bridging gap, the higher certificate. If you do a higher certificate in business management, it's an NQF level 5, and automatically you'll then be able to do your undergrad, your bachelor's degree. All our programs are accredited, as I mentioned, the Council of Higher Education, SACWA as well, and also then because we've got BBA banking and credit, we also registered accredited through Financial Services Board. So I wanted to talk to you today about accredited versus unaccredited qualifications, because I know some of you are students currently. You do study at UNISA, you've studied at other institutions, and sometimes you'd like to have these exemptions, you know. So, sorry, not exemptions, but sometimes you prefer to do the accredited courses, and I know that a lot of you do the Allison courses, which is unaccredited. But the real difference is accredited courses are developed and measured against a set of regulated standards, and that's why we have a Council of Higher Education that has to look at that. So bearing in mind, they have to come on site to Regenesis to have a look at how our lecturers are delivering online content and to approve it, to make sure that this speaks to the qualification. So unaccredited courses will be developed by a company or individual without approval. You know, they don't need to seek approval from the Council of Higher Education. It's driven by the company. Then your accredited courses offer more of an advantage when seeking employment. So remember I said back in the day, I studied retail business management. Now, I can tell you, if I didn't study a 3-year diploma, I would not have been as successful as I am right now. You know, still a work in progress. Like I said, I want to do my MBA as well. But the fact that you study for 3 years makes a huge difference, because unaccredited courses offers you an opportunity to develop your skill set, to continuously be sharp, you know, to improve as the years go by. So your first choice would be a national diploma of 3 years, or an undergrad 3 years, a degree 4 years, etc. And then you want to build on that and then do some short courses to upskill yourself, because together it's a winning combination of having both. And having both does open doors for you. I mean, after I studied, I did a creative writing course at City Varsity. It was 8 weeks long. Then I did a photography course after that. And it's always good. I do a lot of courses on Udemy. I've done the MBA online, you know, the cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. It's always good to upskill yourself with those unaccredited courses, but they just help you with, they sharpen your skill sets. So accredited is always the route that you want to go. Then, as I said earlier on, most of you are studying, and you can apply for credits. So this is just the process through Ed4All that you need to go to. So any student that wants to apply needs to apply through the registrar. Sorry, can we just get that person to mute, perhaps? I don't think anyone's going to hear me now. Hi guys, can you make sure that you're all muted, just so that we have.
My name is OJ Dominique Jacobs. My name is OJ Dominique Jacobs. I'm part of the Ed4All team, student relationship administration team. And well, before I was an employee for Ed4All, I was actually a student. So when I got out of matric, I wanted to study, right? That was the initial goal. And for me, I wanted to study in a private institution. I think with the current situation in South Africa, you need to be smart about a lot of things. Because what actually happens is that we've seen most of our people, even in our communities, where they go to school, but there aren't really much opportunities for them to choose from, right? Whatever you get, you just jump on it because that's what's available. You'd have a degree in communications and have a totally different job, maybe work in retail or something like that, but that's not your passion, right? So for me, knowing who I am and knowing what I actually wanted, my goal was to study in a private institution. And well, I used to Google about private business schools in South Africa and so forth. And one time I saw an ad on Instagram, right? And then on Instagram talking about regenesis. So I was like, okay, let's look into this. And as soon as I looked into regenesis, I started Googling regenesis and all of their partners. I saw that, okay, they've partnered with some of the organizations. They've partnered in some cases with Samsung. They've partnered with Mercedes and other institutions, Discover, and so forth. And another thing, I realized that they had a lot of seminars, right? And these seminars are very important in opening your eyes into knowing the affairs of the country, into knowing how to position yourself financially for the future and other stuff. And after I did my research on Instagram, I just said hi, and someone responded. They said, okay, give us your cell phone number. One of our people will call you. So as soon as I gave them my number, they actually, a gentleman named Joseph Chittiga. Joseph Chittiga is a person who contacted me, a good salesman, good salesperson, a very good person. I've had the privilege of even working with him. He is one of the best, I think, and that's what makes Regenesis what it is. We have a lot of people who are focusing to delivering the highest quality to our students. Our goal at Ed4All is to assist students to get high quality education with spending very less, right? So looking at the journey I had when I started my HCPM to now, I will tell you this, it's less expense. It's less expense. If you know that, okay, look, I can only afford data, right? And the 500, it's also fine. You have student support administrators who will be available for you throughout the week for 8 hours. So you need to understand that these are the people who you can contact when you have any problem whatsoever, and they'll be sure to assist you, right? So the student journey for me has been quite impressive. When I made some requests, when I was applying for exemptions and other stuff, they were always there to assist me. So by the way, Ed4All is located in, Regenesis Business School. The school we are partnered with is located in 3 locations, right? So we are located in India. We're also located here in Sandton and Nigeria. Now recently we're going to open other branches in other countries. looking into the US as one of them. So that's just the future line. So right after my HCPM, I applied for BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, and I was exempted 3 modules because I did my HCPM here. So as I was exempted, that cut off already 6 months of the qualification. So basically it would be, instead of 4 years, I'm actually spending 3.5 years, right? So I'll graduate on the 4th year. And what I want to emphasize about Ed4All, it has really changed my life, I must say. I'm a person who's always focused in growth. I am a person who I think aligns with the aspect of emotional intelligence. I align with spiritual intelligence because those are the core principles that we go by as an Ed4All team and as Regenesis Business School. So emotional intelligence is having the ability not only to learn on how to manage your emotions, but also how to notice and align yourself with other people's emotions. For example, there are people who get angry real quickly like that, right? But if you have emotional intelligence, you don't do that. You take some time to try to understand, okay, where is this person coming from, right? And then you respond accordingly. You respond to say, okay, look, I understand that this is what you think now, but I did not mean it that way. Or let's work around this situation in this way, right? So you get a different perspective, and I think different perspectives are important. That's how you learn every day. Armies are not built, organizations are not built by one person's perspective. So having emotional intelligence is one of the key pointers, the key principles that build organizations, that build people and build teams. If you look at the Ed4All team, you'll see that it's integrated in making sure that all of the students out there are served and are served well, right? So 500 per month, and that can change your life forever. You study now, you pay later. At Ed4All, they help you get a job, right? At Ed4All, they assist you with your CV. You get what I'm saying, and we are also partnered with Dananda Talent, which is an agency, a recruitment agency that will assist you with finding you a job. So we help. We give you education and then give you the skill as well, right? So you need to also take that account. It's a really good organization that changed my life. Now I'm hired at Ed4All. How poetic is that? It's really, even to me, it's a good story to tell. Ed4All took a young man from Orange Farm, right, where there are very less opportunity for him. Less opportunities. Orange Farm is very far. It's 2 hours away from Sandton. But I was a student of Regenesis Business School, paying 500 Rand each month, right? Low cost, low everything. You don't even have to force your parents, Uchi, you need to buy me that new teki. You need to buy me a new school bag and so forth. No. In the comfort of your home, you get into classes. Some classes take about, okay, if you have Saturday classes, they take approximately about 4 hours. If you have classes during the week, you'll take about 2 hours. So you have to be committed to studying, because it's very easy to lose focus if you study at home. It's very easy. Even at home, you must make them understand that, okay, I understand that I need to contribute to the house chores, I have responsibilities, but please set out this time for me because I need to do this. When I started at Regenesis, I actually passed my matric with a diploma, right? So I had to study through 8 CPM. And thereafter, I went into doing my BBA. I can tell you this, I have achieved a lot of distinctions. I can't even remember the number. I know that there's only 3 modules that are not distinctions, right? So if you focus, if you put your focus, if you commit yourself towards studying, I think you can achieve, and well, you will achieve the great things in life. So you need to look into those aspects and do your research. I can tell you that, do your research. I have attended a number of seminars. I have met a lot of great people, a lot of them. And some people, some big names, well, I'm not permitted to say on this platform, but some big names, they know me by name, right? They know my name and surname. So we offer a lot of opportunity for students here at Regenesis Business School. And the Ed4All team is committed to giving you the best quality service that you can ever get. So whenever you need assistance, I'm one of the people who are on the other end of your cell phone, on the other end of your emails, there to assist you all the time. But nevertheless, my name is OJ Dominique Jacobs, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you will register under Ed4All. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you. So, guys, a very good story, because he was not employed when he decided to study through Ed4All, and now he's employed with us. And I'd just like to say that we had a couple of graduates this year, and I had various projects that I had on the go, and I actually recruited from the Ed4All student pool, you know, where I contacted graduates and said, listen, I've got a finance project. If you're not working here, some work experience, come and work. And they're still on some contracts here with us at the moment. But I'm going to open up the floor now for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robyn. So if anyone has a question, guys, please do raise your hand, or you can also write your questions on the comment section.
Any questions, guys? This is your chance to ask anything.
All right. There's a hand from Galaxy Tab A. You have not renamed yourself. You can unmute, Galaxy.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I hear you this side.
Sorry, I had my volume.
Can you hear me?
While Dominic was speaking, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, does anybody have any questions?
I wanted to ask if you want to
If you want to.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. If you want to, okay. If you want to do the thingy.
If you want to register with Ed4All, yes.
If you want to study, yes. Like, do you pay only 500 for starting, or you pay 500 every month?
You pay 500 Rand every month. We don't have any registration fees or any application form fees. You start off by paying 500 Rand per month. So it's 500 every month. Remember, I said early on, if you are going to study a higher certificate in business management, and that is 12 months long, you will pay 500 Rand every month for 12 months. Thereafter, once you get a job, you can pay back the balance.
Oh, okay. So you study
guys,
online, or?
It's fully online, yes. It's fully online.
Fully online.
I see. Yes, it's fully online. Okay. I just want to cross over to Michaela. Michaela is on the call. No problem. Michaela is on the call. Michaela, can I hand over to you? She's also one of our Ed4All students. She doesn't work with us, but she works at another company. Michaela, if you can quickly just tell them your journey, just give it 5 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, Robyn?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon. My name is Michaela Benjamin. So I am currently a student at Regenesis. I matriculated end of 2021. And unfortunately, upon results, I missed my APS by 2 points, which means I was declined by 2 universities. And then, like Dominique said, being the young people we are, I was busy scrolling on Instagram as well. And I saw Regenesis. And then I just explored it a bit and I got into contact with someone. And then they told me about the Ed4All campaign, which was perfect, seeing that it's so affordable. And I always had the idea to work and study once I completed school. So when they told me about their weekend classes or their afternoon classes, I was so happy with it. Once I got into contact with someone that helped me with the process, it was super quick. Before I knew it, I was already a university student and starting classes. And then I did a short course last year in higher certificate in business management as well. And then I completed it and I was interested in doing my BBA. I started my BBA and I was also exempted from 3 modules, which means I only have 2 modules left for the first year. And then the subjects that I chose motivated for a job that I'm in now. I work in logistics and it's actually given me an opportunity to finally get a permanent position. And I think that's great because I'm very young, but it helped me so much. So I actually can second Dominique's speech that he gave, that they're very helpful. Dominique was actually my student advisor and he's very reliant and he gives you very well feedback. And yeah, if it is up to me, I would tell you guys, please take the opportunity to get a better future. And it's going to go like a breeze because they're so helpful and they always assist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, hands, Nomsa, you've raised your hand, you can unmute.
I wanted to know if you have an N6 business management, are you able to apply?
If you have an N6, an NQF level 6.
Yes.
Yes, you can. So if
And
you
what's
want to do any of the undergrads, you need a bachelor's pass. And if you want to do the higher certificate, you need a matric or diploma pass.
okay?
So when you normally have an NQ6, then the next is your postgrad. Your postgrad is an NQF level 7. No, sorry, the postgrad is the NQF level 8, sorry. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. And yes, I saw a question there. It's fully online, guys. It's fully online. There's no contact classes. The only time you come on site is when you graduate. At the end of your graduation, you come, you rent a gown, and you attend your graduation ceremony. We will invite you to networking events where we will have prospective employers, where we can try and pair you, try to get you some job shadowing, some work experience. Also with Denanda Talents, our recruitment company, they will help you with your CV, making sure it's correct, making sure it's the latest type of CV to send out. And then you can then obviously, we don't guarantee you employment, but our recruitment agency will try their best to find you employment and give you assistance. Can someone who's not part of Yes for Youth register? Absolutely, guys. Please spread the word as far and wide as possible to your friends, to your family, domestic workers who have kids that want to study. This is an opportunity to let the whole world know that there is no longer any more barriers, financial barriers. There's no excuses about I cannot afford higher education. It's affordable. because you have the ability to pay 500 Rand a month to access, and then you have the ability to pay it back. Once you get a job, you can pay it back. If you are currently employed, once you graduate, you can continue to pay 500 Rand a month until you get a promotion or you earn more money, and then you can pay off a little bit more, when you can. Any other questions? We do have an intake in October. Our next intake is October, and the deadline is the 29th of September, midnight, for all applications to come through. I am going to put our details in the chat. I will give you my direct number, my cell phone number, so that you can contact me for more information. And obviously, because I was dealing with you guys today, I'd prefer you communicate with myself or Dominic and not go through the call center. Speak to us directly. We're here to assist you, and we will take you on this journey with us.
I have a question myself.
Yes.
So I want to ask, what are the courses do you offer at Ed4All? And
So,
also,
yes.
Okay, I'll ask afterwards.
No problem. So earlier on, I had a slide that showed you, so you can study anything from a higher certificate in business management and public management, right through to a postgrad. So a higher certificate in business management, then a higher certificate in business management credit banking. So those of you who want to work at a bank, for example, if you finish that qualification, you have a very good chance of working for a bank one day. Sorry. And then you also can study a higher certificate in business management, retail management. And I've had meetings with Checkers, ShopRite, with Cashbull. They are looking for youngsters. They are looking for matriculants, people who have left school. They're prepared to sponsor bursaries if you want to study Bachelor's of Business Administration in retail management specifically. So I want to also mention this. We are going to, I said psychology will be next year. It's still waiting to get approval from the Council of Higher Education. Computer science will also be offered next year. This year, we introduced the LLB, the Bachelor of Laws. Guys, it is fast becoming a very popular qualification. We've had over 700 students this year register for law. Now imagine you're going to pay 500 Rand a month for 4 years, and you're going to become a lawyer. And once you get a job, you pay us back.
That's what I'm interested in myself. I'm studying a little bit. You're saying the course is already online or what? Please explain.
It's all online. It's Ed4All is all online. It's fully online. But let me tell you, it is fully immersive. It is exactly like you're in a classroom. The only difference is it's in the virtual space. So if the lecture starts at 9 o'clock, you need to log in and attend that live lecture, It's very interactive. I've watched a couple of the lectures. The students and the lectures interact at the same time. It's like literally sitting in a classroom. And I want to speak to Dominic now. You've been studying this method compared to when you were at school, Dominic, and you were in a classroom with teachers. How did you find the fully online side of Ed4All?
Yes. So, yeah. So yes, being a student online, at first I thought it was going to be difficult because I've never done it before, but most institutions were doing it online, and looking at all other institutions, Regenesis has been doing it for years before COVID-19. So yes, it's very immersive. I can guarantee you this, as long as you have internet access, and a good device, then you are sorted. It's not difficult whatsoever.
Any other questions? Wow,
I have a question.
Participants. I'm really, really impressed.
Okay, hi.
But I just want to know, once you
Guys,
have
I've
studied
put
your
my
higher
details in the
certification,
chat.
your higher
My email address is there. We have application forms that we can send out to you. So in order to qualify, if you are employed right now, in order to qualify for Ed4All, you need to earn 10,000 Rand and less monthly income. You will send us your application form with your matric, your ID, 3 months pay slip, and 3 months bank statement. I see here's a question.
Sorry for not raising my hand. Can you hear me?
Dominic, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hi,
Can you
yes,
hear
I
me?
can. Yes.
Yes. I just wanna ask if maybe you have registered to study for higher certificate. Then do you also is it a year, right? Is like you said, it's a 12-month for the higher certificate. Once you have completed that higher certificate course, do you qualify to study bachelor or it's
Yes.
diploma?
Yes. Dominic will come in here.
Yes, yes, yes. As soon as you finish your HCBM, which is your higher certificate in business management or retail management or credit banking, you can qualify to either do Bachelor of Business Administration or Bachelor of Accounting Science. That will be your BCom. So you automatically qualify to enter into those two. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, I'm answered. Thank you so much.
Hi.
Sorry, you don't need to have fantastic maths marks, etc. as long as you passed. If you have a matric and you passed, you can then, like I said, we've got tutors for finance as well. So when you do the higher certificate, it's just a matric pass or diploma pass. It's when you want to do your undergrad that you need a bachelor's pass. Okay.
So I've already raised my hand. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask if you guys perhaps have a link, like an online link whereby you can actually see these qualifications and what requirements and so forth.
Yes, I have shared it. Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. It's I'll share it now. But I please ask, I have put my number there. If you are interested, please contact me. My email address is there. Because I've met with you today, I would like to continue and follow up with you. So when you look at the website, I'm going to put the website address there, but don't contact the call center, right? Contact me if you want to know anything. All right. So I will put the website details here for all of you. But if you want to speak to anybody, speak to myself or Dominique.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure. If you go onto the website, all the programs will be there. It will show you the modules, the different electives, all of that. It will tell you what requirements you have to follow, the criteria. All the information is on the website.
Good day. This is Balisa. I would just like to check. I have opened the website, however, there are no total cost. I wanted to ask, are you able to know the total amount that's going to be required for you to pay at the end of the course, or it's something that's only going to be determined after? Because if I heard well, I only heard you mention the 500 per month, then later on, when one is done with the course, that's when they will pay the remaining balance. But where do you see the overall total before the completion of the actual course?
Okay, very good question. Thank you for asking. So guys, we all know that to study degrees, undergrads, all of that is expensive. It's very expensive. So what we want to highlight here is that when you become an Ed4All student, it's not that we have a different class for you. You will be in the same group as all other Regenesis students. For example, you'll be, if you enrolled in the business, the Bachelor of Business Administration, and we have 500 for enrollments for that specific intake, you will be part of that class. We don't distinguish an Ed4All student from a Regenesis student, right? So for you to study a higher certificate in business management, the cost is around 70,000, I think 69,990 Rand. And how it works, as I explained earlier on, the 500 Rand is deducted from that. So 500 Rand every month, we deduct that from that. When you do a bachelor's of business administration, that qualification can be 200,000 Rand. 200,000 Rand, be it 66,000 per year. You still pay 500 Rand a month because we want you to get your qualification. So you pay 500 Rand a month for the 3 years that you're studying your bachelor's of business administration. So 500 Rand a month, obviously will, for every year, 6,000, that's 18,000 over a 3-year period. 18,000 Rand then gets deducted from your overall principal debt, which is the full amount of 200,000. And then the balance of it is then a dynamic loan. In other words, you can then look at when you get a job, let's say you earn 20,000 afterwards, then basically you can decide and say, I can afford 1,000 Rand over the next 10 years, for example. I'm just giving you an example, but it's a dynamic loan. It's not like a bank where we say 5 years, you need to pay us this, or we're going to do X, or we're going to blacklist you. We don't operate like that. We will look at what's affordable for you over what long term we can put it on for you. Okay. But you will have all full costs before you enroll.
Okay, another question, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I enrolled, let's say, in whatever course, and then I am paying these 500 monthly, so after I have finished the course, what do you guys do? Because I would still have that outstanding balance that I will have to pay at the end, right? So
Yes.
do you withhold the certificate, the accreditation, or something?
Yes, so you only get your certificate once the full amount is paid, but you do get an academic record. Jay, do you just want to explain that to them?
Okay, yes. So as soon as you graduate with us, and your fees aren't settled, you don't get your certificate. However, you get your academic record, you get your completion letter, right? You also get the course profile. So this will explain all of your modules, and it will also explain the credits that each module is awarded. So that's all you receive: your academic record, an official academic record, as well as your sorry.
No, yes, you do. You don't get your certificate. That only gets given to you once you have paid up the full outstanding amount, but you do get the academic record. We have supplied students with those records, completion letters, etc. And employers can verify and check that to make sure that those qualifications were received.
All right. Thank you
Well,
so
okay,
much,
thank you.
Robyn. Thank you, Robyn and
My
Dominique.
pleasure.
Because of time, we will need to just cut our session. But I think you did manage to share your contact details. So from your, if you can allow me rather to also share it. I know there's some questions coming up. They want the presentation slides, more contact information where they can really access these courses and more information. So I'll also be able to share that from my side. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything you'd like to share in closing, Robyn. I know we are out of time.
No, all good. Thank you, Danaya. So I would like to say, please, I've put my contact details there. Guys, I'm open to coach and mentor anyone that needs coaching as well. And also I am working with Cashbuild. Cashbuild, they're massive. If you Google them, they've got stores all over. And they are looking to sponsor some students to full bursaries. And what they do is they actually allow you to come and work there while you study, so that when you're on vacation, you do some work at their offices. So, and they guarantee you employment, that when you're done with the Bachelor's of Business in Retail Management, you will work for Cashbuild. It's a clause in their bursary that states that you will be employed with them after completion. They've got their set criteria. I'm looking for 10 students that's wanting to study in the retail sector, so that I can provide him with those 10 students. So please, my number is there. Please use it. And also my email address is there. And please, Danaya, share this with everyone in your organization, all the youth members. You can share the presentation. Absolutely. I really don't mind. You can contact me directly as well. I love working with the youngsters. I love changing lives. I love it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I hope that the information shared was really fruitful to everyone else. And let's all open our videos and say goodbye to one another. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.